Well, thanks for coming, everybody. It's great to see you again. I'm Jack Salzwedel, Chair and CEO of American Family, and after a one-year hiatus, it's great to be back at University Ridge and playing the American Family Championship. I have Steve Stricker to my left, and we have our friends from the PGA, Miller Brady here also, and we're going to be having a little press conference talking about a number of things, but we wanted to start out with an announcement today that American Family has been negotiating with the PGA to extend the length of the tournament, and we have agreed to extend the American Family Championship through the year 2027. So we're very excited about that. Thank you. And then it gets to the venue, and we've had great success here at University Ridge, and we've agreed to an extension with the university as well to play the tournament here at University Ridge through 2027 as well. So thank you for that. So it's been an unbelievable year for all of us. This is really the first major sporting event that is back in Dane County. We weren't sure earlier how the county would react to fans being here. That was something that was really important for us, not only as an organization, as American Family, but also as a tournament. And so we've been able to get fans back at the level of 7,500 fans. So we're very excited about that. We have a field that is absolutely second to none, thanks to the folks at the PGA and our player host, Steve Stricker, as well. We have a great purse. I think it's the highest purse outside of the majors in the Champions Tour, and all that leads to, I think, a great tournament. And we have great weather. It's not like it was a few weeks ago where it was 50 and rain. We have hot, steamy weather, and it looks like we're gonna have a great course here as well. So with that, it's really great to be here, and I'll turn it over to Jim Buheim. He will be the MC of today's press conference. So Jim.
Again, I'm Jim Buheim, Community and Social Impact Officer at American Family Insurance. It's my pleasure to extend a welcome to all of you as well for this afternoon's news conference. You've already met Jack, Steve, and Miller. I do want to make two other introductions. Steve, in addition to being the player host, also serves as the chair of the board of the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation. We have two other members of the board here with us today. Bill Westrate, who's American Family President and CEO-elect, and also Dan Kelly, who's American Family's Chief Financial Officer. And I know I speak for the entire Stricker board, as well as the entire tournament team when I say that we're thrilled to have this tournament extended through 2027. And it's really grown into something more than just an elite golf tournament. It's really become a community event. And in normal years, also includes a great downtown concert and a 5K run as well. And so for this little news opportunity here, I'm going to ask a couple questions of our three folks. We'll open it up to questions from you about the tournament extension. And then once we've gotten through all the tournament extension questions, we'll excuse Miller and Jack, and you can pepper Steve with some additional questions after that. So, Jack, I'm going to you had some great opening remarks. I'm going to come back to you first. Steve, let me just toss it to you and have you share your comments about the extension of the American Family Insurance Championship through 2027.
Yeah, very exciting news, and thanks to Jack and your team, to make that happen. This was a dream of mine and yours quite a few years ago, and it came to fruition, and, we've been blessed to have unbelievable support from the community, the fans, the sponsors, obviously a great organization in AmFam and the sponsorship that we need to make it work. So thank you. Takes me to my 60th birthday. Hopefully I'm playing still by then. And yeah, very exciting. And the players love coming here. I've already gotten a number. I got a gift in my locker this week, a bottle of wine. Somebody gave me a bottle of wine for putting on the tournament. And the players are ecstatic of being here. They can't say enough good things about the city of Madison. They stay downtown, some of them. and the course condition this year is immaculate. So, and the weather, we got a lot of good things going for us this year. But the extension is unbelievable. Something that I wouldn't have thought when I sat in Jack's office. I don't know how many years ago, but it's a special day for us, and extremely happy and proud to be a part of it.
Thank you. Miller, I'm going to go to you next, but first I just want to reference, because I distinctly remember meeting with you, Miller, in this clubhouse more than 6 years ago as we talked about this tournament, when we'd start it, and you've been such a great partner to us, as well as the entire PGA Tour Champions team. So can you just share your comments as the president of the tour about this extension?
Yeah, Jim, thank you very much. I'll first tell a quick story because we had a meeting with AmFam leadership, I think when Steve was probably 46 years old, with the idea and the thought of bringing a tournament to Madison and having AmFam be our title sponsor. And things just didn't align quite perfectly at the time. I think Steve wanted to wait until he was a little bit closer to being able to play out here on this tour. So we waited a few years, and lo and behold, when we came back and had the conversations, I think, just before Steve turned 49 was when we played the first tournament here. He wasn't able to compete that first year, but he played in the Pro-Am. It's amazing. And when you think about the ability for us to announce this renewal today, a long-term extension for us through 2027, raising over $10 million for charity since the inception of this event, it's just the perfect ingredients. When you have a hometown title sponsor in AmFam, you have a hometown host in Steve Stricker, longtime player on the PGA Tour and now the Champions Tour, University Ridge. It's the ingredients that bring this together, and it works, and it makes it really easy for Nate and his team to help sell the tournament. You have a great community. The players love staying downtown, as you referenced. It's a great foodie city. I mean, it feels great. Our players enjoy coming here. Didn't realize you'd get a bottle of wine from somebody, so that's pretty good. But as I said, the ingredients align, and it just makes for a special event for our players, for our tour, and for our organization as a whole. So thank you very much for that, Jack. Thank you.
Thanks, Miller. And Jack, I come back to you with one more question, and maybe take us back to the start and the vision that you had around this tournament, and how that vision has unfolded and led to this extension that we're announcing here this afternoon.
Well, I remember going back, we were involved with the American Family Children's Hospital, and I was chair of the advisory board, and I think, Steve, you had won some money in a President's Cup or something, and you decided to donate it to a charity, and so you came in with a very nice check for the Children's Hospital, and that was the first time I think that we had ever spoken and met. And in the course of that conversation, we talked a little bit about the GMO. I had spent over 10 years down in Milwaukee and just absolutely loved the Greater Milwaukee Open and the big tour event down there. And we just started talking about, well, what if we could bring something to Madison? What if we could do something on a big scale in the Dane County area? And that those conversations continued over a number of years, talking about the big tour, the Champions Tour. And I think as we got into the last 6-7 years, we started realizing we could do a really great Champions Tour event here, and that University Ridge would be a great course to do it at, and American Family, and then we got into the whole creating a foundation between the Strickers and American Family. So the stars kind of aligned, and I'd say really the key to the whole thing has been the involvement of the Stricker family. We've got a couple kids over here. Nikki isn't here, but her involvement in helping with charities and where we look to give the money. And so really to Miller's point, all the things really have aligned well, but it's really, at the end of the day, it's having someone like the Stricker family behind this, pushing it, always talking it up with players, and that just goes a huge way to helping to draw the people here and get the dollars for charity that we've been able to get.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Before we open up to questions from the media, Miller, I want to toss it to you for one more announcement.
Yeah, sure. Bear with me 1 second here. So, Jack, I know you've been such a great supporter for this event, for our tour. So I wanted to, hopefully you're going to play a lot of golf in retirement, but on behalf of PGA Tour champions. Here's a golf bag that has your initials and PGA Tour champions on there. So
Wonderful.
here you go.
Thank you very much, Miller. Appreciate it.
We know you'll never be far and come back and play in the Pro-Am hopefully every year, and we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you very much.
Now we'll take questions from the media. Again, I would ask that you first direct your questions about the contract extension. As soon as we run out of those, we'll keep Steve up here, and you can ask questions of Steve before tournament play. So questions about the extension.
I want to ask a question of Steve before Jack does leave. This is Jack's last year as CEO. He'll still be chairman of the board at AmFam. But I just want to know about your relationship with Jack, what his friendship means to you.
Yeah, it's meant everything. You know, he's been there. He's been an unbelievable supporter of the event. Someone that when I come and float an idea by, he's all in.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think
He's a good friend.
Yeah, I think, you know, I mentioned this to Jacko to you earlier, is this started out more as friendship as opposed to the partnership. And when you start as friends talking about things, dreaming together, and then you get into a foundation together, you get into player host of a tournament together, you get into a true partnership together. The fact that it's based on friendship and respect to begin with just allows you to really, Bill Westrate says positive intent all the time. I mean, we have positive intent in what we're trying to do. And so when Steve comes with an idea, I know it's coming from his heart, and it's coming from a really good place. And I think he knows that that's the same way that American Family is with him. So it's I think the friendship side of it is the baseline for the partnership as well.
Just what he said.
Please.
Yeah, Steve, what does the future of this tournament look like now that it's extended to 2027? What do you hope for?
Yeah, I think much the same. I think to continue to grow. You know, we still strive to be the best Champions Tour event on a yearly basis, and Nate and his team have won that award before, and we continue to try to elevate, to try to get better. It's, you know, it's always the little things that players notice the most, and so we try to bring that to these guys and show them a good time. But we have a wonderful backdrop, you know, Madison downtown, this course here, a wonderful sponsor, like I keep saying, and I just saw Lee Jansen in there, and he's like, you know, the attitude here is so good, and that's because of all the AmFam people and Nate's team and what they're doing and how they're putting it on, and so that means a lot to us, you know, that guys recognize that we're trying hard, and we just try to continue. And Nate's got his work cut out for him because he's already starting at a high level, but so to try to improve and keep that going is a big challenge for him. But that's what we're trying to do.
Thanks. Gary.
Steve, I don't think this question will make you break down. Hope not. How involved were you in the negotiations and were people bouncing stuff off you?
At the very start?
No, for the extension.
Oh, you know, it's up to these two gentlemen right over here, you know, and Jim and Bill and their whole team, and you know, Nate. You know, obviously, I want to keep it around as long as we can, and we've had discussions keeping it around until I turn 60. I know, and blowing it out of the water because I think, isn't it your guys' anniversary as well?
Yes.
100th
It is.
anniversary.
Yeah, 100th
100th
anniversary. Yeah, so yeah, that was the goal and that was the intentions, and but it's all up to these guys over here, and obviously I'm all in, and but these guys are you know, he's got the deep pockets right there. This guy is paying for it all, so yeah.
For the record, our goal is way beyond when you're 60, just so you know.
Please.
Jack, for you, after you retire, I mean, this will remain part of your legacy of starting this. What did it mean to you to have that continue once you're no longer CEO of this company?
I mean, that's really important. And, you know, I had that conversation with Jim Buheim about, you know, Bill's coming in at the end of this year. He'll be the CEO. He'll be running this in the years to come. But, it was really important to me that we keep it here and that we have it at a place that's affiliated with the University of Wisconsin. I mean, we have deep ties with the university in a lot of different areas. And there's always been talk about, Milwaukee. There's been talk about other areas. And I think we just felt that, it would be a good time to try to extend this. And I was very happy that it could get done while I'm still here. So, Bill's going to take it to a whole new level as well. So, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
When did the negotiations for the extension start, and what was that process like?
I mean, I can turn to Jim on that.
Yeah, so I'd say they date back 2 years ago. And for the most part, we were wrapped up about a year ago.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we didn't have a tournament. And so it really didn't make sense to do any kind of announcement at that time. And we felt like during tournament week would be the time to announce the extension. And so, we've had this wrapped up for a while now. Anything else you would add to that?
No,
Miller?
I think that's right. I remember having several meetings with your team, and we were in Tucson having some conversations, and it just the overall extension we knew felt right for all parties, and it was just a matter of timing before we came to agreement.
And some of that, goes into, some of the other changes that I think you've seen this week. Jack referenced the increased purse. That was a commitment to trying to continue to attract the best player field that we can. And then we also tweaked some things to have an invitational format. So we, as a title sponsor, had a little bit more opportunity to extend, sponsor exemptions, to build out a field. Allows us to have folks like Mario Tiziani, a local player, Andy North. We just had a few more exemptions to be able to use with that type of invitational format. So that's been really meaningful for us. Please.
Just a quick one here. When was the original agreement supposed to end? Like how many years is adding to it?
This would have been the last year of the original agreement. So it's extending through its initial life through at least, again, 2027. It's probably not going to be that long before we again start talking about time beyond that. All right, any other questions about tournament and tournament extension? Thank you for that, Jack and Miller.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
let
you.
you head off.
Thanks, Mo.
And Steve, you ready to take a few more?
I'm ready.
All right. Questions for Steve?
Steve, besides this tournament, rumor has it you're involved with the Ryder Cup in some sort of form or another. How has that been going? How is that keeping you busy as well?
Yeah, unfortunately and fortunately, we've had extra time to deal with all the things that need to go on with that. So we, took care of a lot of the little things, the bags, the clothes, rooms, all the little stuff you need to take care of last year. And this year it's been pretty much just watching players and doing some other things, little things here and there. But a lot of the work was done last year, and now part of the reason why I still continue to play on the regular tour is so I get out there and see some of these guys, some of these young kids that I haven't even met before, like a Will Zalatoris. Played a practice round with him at the PGA. Colin Morikawa. There's just a number of players. Phil again. Just a number of guys that have potentially could make the team. And so it's about just being around, staying pertinent out there, and being around enough out there that I still feel like I'm a part of that group out there as well.
Steve, Padraig Harrington said a couple years ago that he didn't think a lot of things could be done to Whistling Straits to favor you guys. I know you're not going to give away the company secrets, but do you think there are tweaks you can make to the course that favor your team over what he's going to get?
Yeah, for sure. Whistling Straits is a big golf course. It's a long hitters course. Even the past champions there, the guys that have been in contention there, predominantly have hit it a long ways for the most part. There are a few exceptions here and there, but kind of lends itself to a lot of length. Yeah, and there's some small little tweaks that, I've been able to do over the last year, and even this last spring. Yeah, so it's not it won't be any shock to them what we're doing, I'm sure, but it's something that I feel like, I'm just trying to make it play like what we play on a normal basis, and try not to add another dimension that our team isn't accustomed to or used to playing.
Faster greens than you saw in Paris?
Oh yeah, they'll be faster than Paris for sure. I think they slowed those down every day over there, but yeah, there'll be faster greens, but typical speeds of what we play here. It won't be anything crazy, I don't think, and a lot of that isn't even up to me come tournament time. I can do some things to the golf course now prior to the couple of weeks ahead of the tournament, and then I'm out of it. It's done by committee, a committee made up of European team members and U.S. Ryder Cup side team members too. So they take care of it from that point on.
The fact we're back here kind of means we're closer to some sort of normal like it used to be. When you're playing events, does it feel normal? I mean, I'm not the right word anymore, but does it feel like,
Yeah. Yeah, slowly. I think, I saw a tweet or something that Phil Mickelson got rid of the pandemic, right? I mean, when he won there at South Carolina and the crowd rushed down the middle of the fairway, nobody's wearing masks. They were all, elbow to elbow and tightly, together, and it seemed like that was normal, right? So it seems like a lot of that has, every place we go, it's a little bit different every place we go, but for the most part, it seems like it's moving forward. The Brewers opening up full capacity, I think, on the 25th of June, bodes well for the Ryder Cup, in September. So, yeah, I think slowly we see some things returning. Yeah, well, it's a huge difference, and any amount of fans is better than nothing. And when we came back after that hiatus last year, and we played in front of no fans, it's difficult, and even players express the difficulties in trying to play. There's no energy. Somehow you had to try to create that on your own, but when you play in front of fans, there's that automatic energy, and you can feed off the fans, and especially if you play here in front of your hometown fans and friends and family and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's great to see that we're gonna have fans out here, and hopefully they come out and support. It's gonna be hot, a lot of beer and water, I'm sure will be drank, but all good stuff.
How do you balance everything this week with it being in your backyard and all the hats you have to wear, and spending time with family, maybe trying to see everybody, but then also getting ready to play?
Yeah, it's. I enjoy being busy. You can ask my kids, my wife. I'm busy all the time. I'd rather have it that way than sitting at home on the couch. I don't do well doing that. So yeah, it's something I enjoy, and I'm, been able to hopefully compartmentalize when I get out on the golf course, and I can just kind of get into my own little zone once I get out there and leave all this other stuff behind. But there's a number of people that take care of a lot of things for me behind the scenes, so enables me to go out there and play and just concentrate on playing.
Steve, after a year off, just how does it feel to be back here, and what did you miss?
Yeah, it feels great to be back here. I think the main thing is just missing the tournament and the people and soon to be fans in general. AmFam was still able to, and our foundation was still able to donate a bunch of money last year, even though we didn't put on the tournament. So thanks to them and their team. And so I think the underlying reason we're all here is for charity, the American Children's Hospital, American Family Children's Hospital, and the 70 or 80 other charities that we support. So that's the main reason we're here. And then secondary is we get to play a little golf and try to show off for the people that come out here and watch, and hopefully put on a good show. So yeah, it's just the whole thing, wrap it all together, and it means a lot to be playing again here this year.
You mentioned the course conditions earlier, and everything else kind of said the same
I think just the overall shape in general is the best I've seen. You know, the group here at U Ridge, Mike and Phil have really gotten on board. They've really committed to the tournament. Phil, the green superintendent, I feel like has gotten better each and every year. The tour comes in with their agronomy team and helps out, but they're committed too. They want to put on a good tournament and have the players say positive things about their course, and I can honestly say it's gotten better each and every year. They redid the bunkers a year or two ago, and those are better. Everything about it has improved since we've been here, so thanks to them. Thanks for AmFam to make that happen as well. You know, we've committed some monies to them to try to help grow the experience when somebody comes here to play as well. So it's all been good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for attending. Transcription of today's news conference will be available, as are all media sessions. It'll be posted to the For Media page on the championship website. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.